This is 210, a local music podcast. You're listening to episode number 21.
210 local music.
This is Dave from Phonolux. You're listening to 210 Local Music Podcast.
This is Mario Zamro with 210 Local Music. Thanks for tuning in to our special episode. Just like last week, it's a special event episode. This one, episode number 21, is the Alamo City ComicCon episode. ComicCon was here back in October. I know this episode's being released in November. Sorry for the delay. Just had too much stuff going on. The event was awesome, I gotta say. For San Antonio's first full-fledged attempt at an actual Comic-Con, they did a great job. There's some negatives that happened. There's some amazing positives that happened. But for a first year, I think everybody did such an excellent job. It was such a huge success. I know this is not going to be the last time that we get a comic book convention. I'd have to say, let's just get the negatives out first. To me, the first big negative was that it did not take up the entire... the area that was provided was not the entire convention center. It was held out at Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, and it did not take up nearly the amount of space that I thought it would. This is, once again, going to the fact that it was a first. They had no idea that the response was going to be as huge as it was. I got there probably around 2 or 3 o'clock with my buddy Rick Ortiz from Ortiz Media, and when we got there, they were cutting off the line saying, we can't fit any more people, we're tapped out, we're completely packed. And from that point forward, there was at least 200, probably closer to 400 people that got turned away, that could not go into the con because it was just so packed. And being part of media, thanks Alamo City ComicCon for hooking that up, being part of media, it didn't matter when I got there, I had an open spot for me, which was awesome. So I got in, we got in, and we were just overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. My initial plan was to walk around, maybe get some interviews done, talk to local people about the con and everything, and get some opinions, and hopefully get to hook up with some celebrities and get some interviews done. It was just so overwhelming with what happened. I mean, it was just packed. There was tons and tons of people. I'd say on Saturday, 90%, a good 85 to 90% of the people there were dressed up in some way, shape, or form in a costume or complete cosplay. That number dwindled quite a bit on Sunday. I think it was maybe closer to 20%, 25% that were dressed up. Maybe even less. Anyway, so the first big negative being that it didn't take up the full size of the convention center. Next year, I know they're probably going to expand it quite a bit because of such a great turnout. The next negative aspect, I would say, really for me, I mean, as media, I would have thought there would have been a little bit more focus on, hey, special media events. Like, this is the time for you to talk to or interview the celebrities. And you get 1 hour to knock out as many interviews as you can. Kind of set it up like a press junket, and they have all the celebrities in one spot, and all the press comes through, and they interview each person, and then they leave. That didn't happen this time. There was actually a couple of times that I wanted to get to a certain person or a celebrity or into a certain area, and said, "Oh, I have a press pass," which was really just a bracelet. I'll talk about that in a minute too. And they said, "No press. You have to have a special VIP all access pass to get in to this particular area." And I'm like thinking, well, isn't that what media is? But really, and then as far as my media pass, it was just a bracelet. So that kind of, when I'm seeing everybody walk around with lanyards and special cards that say special access or Walking Dead pass or something like that, kind of made me look down at my media pass and my little sticky bracelet that I would get like at any club to go see a concert or whatever, and I was just like, oh, well, that would have been nice to get something special for the media. Once again, it was the first year. No harm, no foul. Hey, I'm just glad that they let me in as media. I think that was awesome. And I saw some other podcasters there that got in as media too, which is awesome. It shows that people are wanting to be involved with it. I know specifically for me, I reached out to the con and I said, hey, I'd really like to get in on this event. I don't know how it worked with the other podcasters, if they asked as well, or if they were asked, or how that hooked up, but it doesn't matter. It was awesome to see other people there as press. That's really it as far as the negatives. The positives, like I said, it was packed. It was a huge group, a huge amount of people that showed up. The staff was friendly. even though, like I said, that one lady said I couldn't go in, she was still nice about it. One guy in particular, Joseph Devine, was really awesome about it. He actually specifically waited around to help people. He said, hey, if you guys love it, tell me. If you hate it, tell me. I'll be here after this Walking Dead panel that I'm emceeing. Come let me know and we'll figure it out. And some people were upset because on Sunday it was a little rough because I believe Maggie and Glenn from The Walking Dead, Steve Ewan and Lauren Cohen, sorry, they had to leave. I think Laura Cohen took off early for some reason, and then I know Glenn actually had to leave because he was reshooting a scene for Walking Dead. Stuff happens. That's nothing that the con had any control over. However, there were passes that people had purchased specifically to get access to these celebrities, and they were no longer there. So Joseph Devine said, hey, let's take care of it. I don't know how they ended up taking care of it, if they did a refund or a partial, or if they gave them something as far as compensation, but it sounded like he was really willing to get something done for them, which I think is awesome. Joseph Devine, if you guys don't know, is also San Antonio's Zombie Walk coordinator. He's the creator. I don't know what kind of official title he claims. I think he mentions it in the interview that I do with him that you'll hear later on. But really nice guy, really great guy. He's also in a couple of local bands in San Antonio. I definitely want to hook up with him again and talk with him again, just because he seemed really cool. He was really at ease and really nice guy. So huge shout out to him, especially. Something, I guess, sort of a negative, but I mean not a huge one. On Saturday at the con, I went and I didn't know where I was going, didn't know when things were. They had posted times, but that's all kind of on a flexible type of schedule because stuff comes up and stuff happens. But I was really expecting some sort of pamphlet or magazine or something saying, hey, this is where everybody is, these are the booths, this is your map, this is your Bible while you're here. And I could not find it for the life of me. I asked Joseph if he knew where it was. He's like, oh yeah, we do have them. And that was on Sunday, and he pointed me to this area, and they're like, no, we're all out. Luckily, somebody left one somewhere on a table, and I found it, got a hold of it, and that was unfortunately like 20 minutes right before I left. So it didn't really do me any good. It would have been awesome to have it in a specific spot where everybody could have just immediately grabbed it. Maybe everybody had already grabbed it and it was all gone, and I just got lucky. But looking through it, I missed a lot of people that I would have liked to have gotten to talk to that I didn't see at all, and some, of course, that I did see that I just couldn't get to because of the lines or just because it was just so packed. But just to go through some of the celebrities that were there, that way if you missed it as well, you'd know. Sean Astin was there, from Lord of the Rings, from Rudy, from... oh my god, yeah, he did the Goonies. I can't believe I forgot that, of course. Anyway, Samwise Gamgee. I think 3 of the Power Rangers were there, red, black, and blue, maybe? Maybe yellow? Anyway, a few other people. Let's see, Lauren Cohen, of course, from Walking Dead. Chad Coleman from Walking Dead. Ernie Hudson apparently was there. He was one of the people that I was really excited to see. Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters and The Crow, and of course plenty of other movies. I didn't see him. I could not find the guy for the life of me, and really sad that I missed him. That would have been awesome. Hopefully he makes it out to the next one. They had tons of wrestlers. I'm not really into wrestling. Let's see who else. Jonathan Joss, one of the voices for King of the Hill. He was there. The voice of John Redcorn. Really awesome guy. I got to give a huge shout out to this guy. He hooked up my friend Rick from Ortiz Media. But Heather Langenkamp was there. She's one of the original Nightmare on Elm Street people. I think she was from probably the first, and I think maybe the last. Katie Leclerc was there, who, for those of you who don't know, I think she came out in an episode of Big Bang. I love watching her in Switched at Birth. A few other people from Walking Dead, Travis Love, Madison Lintz. Let's see, Jet Lucas was supposedly there. George Lucas's son. I didn't see him, unfortunately. Peter Mayhew was there, also known as Chewbacca. Guy is giant. I feel so bad for Peter Mayhew. He was there. He was being a trooper. I know he just had some sort of back surgery recently, and he was in a wheelchair, and he looked like he was in pain. You could tell that he was taking some meds because he was really mellow. I felt so bad for the guy. for he probably committed to this so long ago and didn't want to cut out on it, but he was a trooper, man. Chewbacca was awesome. Let's see. Oh, Addy Miller was another one from Walking Dead. She was actually the very first zombie that showed up in episode 1. Like I said, there was tons of wrestlers. Kevin Nash, a bunch of other people. Ray Park was there. Timok was there. Okay, now this I gotta say, since the con, I've gotten to check out a few other podcasters that have gotten interviews at the con. Other people talking about it. Oh, hey, I talked with so-and-so, I talked with so-and-so. Comedia Go-Go podcast, huge shout out to those guys. Got to interview Timok, which, for those of you that, I don't know who that is. Okay, if I said Leroy Green, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon, maybe that jogs a memory. Great 80s film, amazing 80s film. I grew up on that movie. Danny Trejo was there. I did get to see him. Man, I swear, I gotta say this. And sorry, Danny Trejo, you are not the most handsome person on the planet. You gotta be one of the... Okay, you gotta be the ugliest Mexican I've ever seen, bro. I'm sorry. However, this guy was nothing but smiles at the con. He treated everybody really nicely. I mean, he was happy. Oh, I'm happy to do anything. I'm happy to take a picture with you. Of course, they have their fees and everything. That's all handled before they even get to Danny Trejo. But man, he was awesome. I really would have loved to have gotten an interview with him, or at the very least, a sound sample of Machete saying to listen to 210 Local Music Podcast. I'm not even going to try to do the voice. There's no point. But really awesome guy. I was really sad that I didn't get to talk to him. And to me, one of the big ones. Rob Liefeld. I don't know if I said Rob Liefeld. Burt Ward and Adam West, the original Batman and Robin. They were there. I couldn't even get a glimpse of them. I couldn't get close enough to them. They were completely surrounded with people. It was amazing. There was a few other celebrities there that I didn't get pictures of. There was a lot of cosplayers going. There was a lot of cosplayers there. Let's start off. Like I said, I was able to get 2 interviews. I got one with Joseph Devine, and it was right after he handled emceeing the Walking Dead panel. And I also got to speak with Justice in the Capitol, another podcast in San Antonio. This one is completely dedicated to Tokusatsu, and some interesting stuff. I wasn't really too familiar with Tokusatsu in the way of that I knew that was the title of it. I actually, I know about Godzilla, I know about anime and Japanimation. Real nice guys. It was really cool. We get swapped interviews. They got video. Unfortunately, I didn't get video. Oh well, next year. Anyway, here's my interview with Joseph Devine. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/210localmusic. There are over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Okay, so I am at the Comic-Con. It's day 3, Sunday, and I'm here with...
Joseph Devine.
And he does...
I do all the, I guess you should say, the emceeing around here, and some of the coordination with actually, I run the zombie walk, but I help out with the Alamo City ComicCon. We're kind of like a tag team.
So how did you get involved with that?
They reached out to us back in February. They were saying that they're having like all the Walking Dead cast members. In all honesty, you can take this. I thought it was a joke. I thought this Alamo City ComicCon was going to be terrible. Once he started breaking everything down and said how it's going to be and who's going to be here, I was flabbergasted, and I totally jumped on board, and it ended up being a really, really big cross-promotion with Zombie Walk and Alamo City ComicCon, and before I knew it, I was really, really involved with them and helping them out as much as I can. Where to be throwing some of the parties. Actually, the first kickoff party I threw at 502 Bar, and it was a success, and we've just had a blast ever since then. And now they got me moderating and doing the MC stuff and basically keeping the crowd awesome. I'm even doing some customer relation stuff, just to help everyone out.
So jack of all trades today, then?
Trying. It's really it's just fun. I just really enjoy doing it. So I guess you could say a jack of all trades. Anything they need me to do, I'm going to do it essentially, and just be basically the face for Ballroom A.
That's awesome, man. And how did Zombie Walk start? I mean, how long has it been going on now?
2006, I think, is when it started. But it was like 10, 15 people, and then then it's like 50 to 100, 100 to like 500, 500 to like 1,000, 1,000 like 2,000, then 2,000 jumped up to like 8,000, which was last year, and this year I have no idea. It could be like 10,000, 15,000, it could be 200 people. I have no idea.
And you guys are going for the record this time.
We are. We did do a promotion on it, but in all honesty, it's all just for fun anyways. We're just trying to keep people there at the tower instead of like walking and being like dangerous all around the streets. But that was per the city. They're really they're on high alert just to make sure everyone's safe, and that's what we're really trying to encourage. Just, don't jaywalk. They'll probably write you a ticket or something like that. But I guarantee people are still gonna go wherever they feel like going, and that's okay. That's part of the zombie walk. Basically, zombies take over downtown.
That's awesome. Well, so how has the con turned out compared to what you thought originally? I know you said that you were thinking that it wasn't going to be that great, but how has the turnout been each day? I
was blown away by how many people have actually showed up for this, and we did run into a lot of kinks, and of course we're going to the first one. But right now I've made my job to help out anyone and everyone I can. Whether to be relaying a message or just helping out with the organization. When it comes to cons, a lot of people don't know that if it's a big cast member and they're needed like that from, like, let's say AMC or something, they got to go, and it's really hard to keep everyone pleasured and whatnot and pleased. But for the most part, I think we've done a really good job, and I'm going to continue doing so for the rest of the day. And throughout this week, people will come up to me and say, "Hey, I saw the con and it sucked." I'm like, "Oh, well, what can we do to get better?" And that's what we're going to do. But in all honesty, everyone's like, "You're doing a great job," and the con is wonderful. But of course, we got to keep doing what we do. I want 100% satisfaction for everyone. That's going to be my main goal, working with the con this year.
Well, that's awesome. And I also heard a rumor that you're in a band as well.
I am in 2 different bands. One of them is Hotel Homicide, which is like a heavy metal like band. We don't get to play as much because of the cons and all the zombie walk. But as soon as it's all over, we'll probably kickstart it up. And then I started another project called BitForce, a little 3-piece video game music project that I really do enjoy. It's just for fun, but just to get my chops up and expand my knowledge in music.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And from my personal perspective, I thought the con was amazing. I'm really glad that this is here. We don't have to go to San Diego or some other state or anywhere else. It's here. I think we've gotten to the point that we can house something like that. And the best thing, in my opinion, is that it wasn't at Austin.
Yes. One thing I would say, next year, expect it to be like way bigger, way better, way more organized, and expect to be like one of the top 3 cons in the U.S. That's what I'm expecting.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for your time, man. Take care.
You gotta put on a radio voice, man.
All right, it is day 3. It is Sunday, and I am here with Justice in the Capitol.
Yes.
Right.
And we'll start from the left to right. Who are you, and what do you do?
Dirty Rider Trey.
I'm Jay Justice, host of Justice in the Capitol and warrior leader of all Tokusatsu.
I'm Ian, and I'm kind of just here.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, just kind of here. But yeah.
Well, I initially approached you guys because I overheard you speaking with somebody about the film festival and how you're a part of that. You want to tell me a little bit more about that?
Oh yeah, definitely. So with Justice in the Capitol, Trey, Ian, and I will be hosting the Tokusatsu Film Festival.
Name tentative.
Name is tentative at this point, that's right. But that's going to be next May, the 15th in 2014 at the Park North Alamo Draft House. All your favorite Tokusatsu films, 3 screens, all leading up to the midnight release of 2014's Godzilla movie. The new, latest, greatest Godzilla that's going to blow the one in the 90s out of the water, by far.
It's about time.
Stay out of my movie. No, seriously.
And tell me a little bit more about the podcast itself.
Oh, well, we host a podcast, like I said, Justice in the Capitol. Every episode, we bring about the latest Tokusatsu news. Yep. We'll go over reviews of our favorite series and movies, go into hot topic discussions of the Tokusatsu genre itself, and leave it open for a fan discussion in the chat room while we're doing live broadcasts. So that way we have full-on fan interaction.
Very awesome.
You can check us out at mixler.com/justice-in-the-capital, or just look it up.
We like our hyphens.
Or we have our archive running at mechagorilla.com, like MECHGORILLA.com.
Like Mecha Godzilla.
Mecha Godzilla.
MECHA. Yeah,
He gets
that's
it.
right.
He gets it.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I just want everyone equal opportunity. I want everyone to understand what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
absolutely.
our Facebook page, facebook.com/Justice in the Capitol. Give us a like. Tell your friends to like it. We're always posting Toku news, links to our website, links to our episodes. Get on it, like us, and you'll have everything up to date in the now.
Very awesome. And just from one podcaster to another, I always love asking this. What got you guys into podcasting?
Man.
Boredom?
Yeah.
Well, the fact that the conversations we had felt like podcast episodes, and Jay was like, why don't we just put a microphone in front of us and make this a thing? And so Justice in the Capitol was born.
We want to build a bigger Tokusatsu community, a more firm community, and we feel like the best way to do that is to let people know that there are people who want to talk about this 24/7. So, with that being said, Justice in the Capitol, we're here, we're ready. Bring it on, Toku fans. We're here for you.
And you guys are the perfect place to do that and gather those fans here at Comic-Con.
That's right.
How's your experience with Comic-Con been so far? How do you feel this being our first go at it?
I'm stressed out because I've been doing the filming and the heavy lifting this weekend, and I'm hungover too. So like, I'm just like, wow, this needs to stop. Like everyone
You're
needs
using
to go
a
home.
steady cam, right?
Yeah, I mean, because I was like, I didn't think it was going to be so. I mean, I thought the turnout would be big, but I thought it would be more expanded. Because San Japan was like the other half of the convention center, and this is just the exhibit hall and then hall A. You know what I'm saying? So we expected a little more space, like, you know, a little wiggle room. We have our friends here, Jason and Jeremy, who are like getting tidal waved by children and people in costumes, and we're like, hey, Jason. You know, so like it's been nuts, you know, but it's been a cool experience. And now that Tokusatsu is almost like it's in the prime spotlight of like the nerd lens, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone's looking at it now. Like Pacific Rim came out, Godzilla's on its way out, Power Rangers is 20th anniversary, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone in America is ready for like the next wave, and we're hoping to help usher that transition into that, you know? So like,
Not only that, we want to make sure that when people here in the States, when all the Toku fans are reaching out, wanting to get to that more authentic Japanese feel for Tokusatsu, they know exactly where to go. There's series upon series. There's at least over 100 series of Tokusatsu just in itself. So we want to make sure that people know exactly what the most fun ones are and what they'll enjoy without having to go through and read Wikipedias and feel overwhelmed.
Yeah,
So,
they can take it in on their morning drive while they listen to the podcast
That's right.
and get more familiarized.
And we're all equal opportunity. Like a lot of our podcasts, usually we start with the basics. You know, we're not gonna sit over there and spit jargon at you. We're all about like, because we want to make it like I said to everyone else, like the barbershop experience. You know, you come and chill with the barbershop, and some guy may be super into basketball, but you're like, yeah, I watched the game last night. He's like, oh, homie, let me tell you. And he just breaks it down like step by step and gets you familiar and comfortable with it. And that's all we want. We just want people to be comfortable with it, no matter their dedication level to it. We at least want them to be like, yeah, I was chilling, I watched the episode of Super Sentai. No big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's just, and it's a cultural experience too, because you know this is like multicultural. It's a Japanese, like most of our stuff we get from TV Nihon. You know what I'm saying? So we're like torrenting it, and it's raw Japanese stuff with like subtitles. So it's like, if anything, it's teaching people and opening their mind to a very multicultural, open, you know.
And it doesn't matter your level of Toku knowledge. We welcome the newbies, we welcome the veterans, we welcome the sage
old heads.
elders
Yeah.
that speak to us about things we haven't even experienced
that.
yet.
Oh yeah, we love the old heads.
So it doesn't matter where you're at. Give us a listen. If you don't know it, you've learned. If you do know it, chat with us. Talk to us about it. Give us your opinions. That's why we have that chat open every episode, because we want to hear what you feel. Do you like the episode? Do you like the style? Do you think we're dumb for what we agree, for what we say? Tell us.
Yeah.
We might agree with you. We might be dumb.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
Man,
Hey.
we love feedback. We're open to feedback. Yeah, that's why we initially had like our podcast style where I was sitting there editing an hour and a half worth of stuff, compressing, dunking. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm an audio kid, so like I was like, oh, gotta make this sound right. And I was like, you know what? I'm lazy and I like people talking. Like I like talking, and I like the best time for us to talk is when we get other people
That
like
live
riled up. You know?
experience.
So that's where we're coming from there. Actually, it looks around November 15th. We'll be having another episode with Matt Frank over there at Heroes and Fantasies. It'll be around that date. It's tentative. We're not sure yet, but it'll be at Heroes and Fantasies. And we'll also have our Mighty Morphin Power Rangers episode. since we usually stay away from it because we're Tokusatsu, and we try and keep everyone in the Tokusatsu frame, but that's what brought us to this party. So we're like, we got to have one day to pay homage, so we're just going to have a big event for that. So those
you don't want to limit yourself. You want to keep it open.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We don't want to exclude anybody because that's how we feel, and that's not right. If all you know is Power Rangers, we'll talk Power Rangers with you.
Yep.
But then we're going to bring you over. You get one.
That's right.
Everybody gets one.
Tell them, Peter.
Annual.
Apparently everyone gets one.
Everybody gets one.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Thus far, it's been a really great experience here at the Alamo City ComicCon. We're looking forward to seeing how it turns out in future years, man. We're going to be going to as many Texas conventions and even states outside as we can with the podcast. Just bring that Tokusatsu experience to everyone. So really looking forward to how things are for the future for us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate the interview, and good luck with the podcast. And you guys got the links. Check it out, listen, and hopefully see you guys soon, man.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
And finally, we do have a little bit of the panel, the Walking Dead panel, with Addy Miller, Travis Love, and Kylie Szymanski. That's going to be the last portion of this episode. It is about 25 minutes, and it's just completely unedited, just straight from the panel. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Thanks, and take care.
The intro music. Oh man. So who here has been to a convention before? Who here has been to San Antonio? This is my first time in San Antonio. It is the bomb. The city is awesome. The scene is awesome. It is a pleasure to be here with such wonderful people. I'm having a great time. Wonderful. All right, so the way it's going to work, I know a lot of you guys have questions for these guys, so if you guys want to start lining up at this microphone right here, we'll get that started. I'm going to ask a couple questions, and then I'll leave it to you two. So this goes for the whole cast. What was the scariest moment on the set? Like, with all the zombies walking around, I know we got some youngsters here. Did that ever give you nightmares or anything like that? Especially being a zombie, right?
No, because I've been watching horror movies since I was little again. So I don't get scared. So whenever I watch zombies, zombie stuff don't scare me. It's just like the psychological stuff that freaks me out. No.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as scary as you'd imagine. It was really fun, and I guess the scariest part for me was my first time having to fall backwards on the ladder for my stunts. It was very frightening, but I got used to it.
I would say my scariest day on set was the first day I was an actual cast member, because a lot of people don't know I was a part of the crew before I was cast on the show. I used to work in the props department. So the entire season 2 I was in the props department, so I got to know everybody behind the scenes before actually working with them in front of the camera. So as a crew member, it's funny, what we do normally in the beginning of our day, we're getting our equipment settled into the area or location we're shooting, and pulling carts and lifting heavy equipment, and the actors are usually trying to rehearse, but we know when they're rolling, everybody's quiet. In the morning, it's like, oh, they're just rehearsing, so we're trying to hurry up and load stuff. But going from crew member to then a cast member, the first day on set, you asked me, was the scariest moment. It was scary for me that I saw all these people that I had normally been working crew with who would be pushing equipment and paying no mind to the rehearsals that are going on. The first day that I was on set, everybody was on set looking, and I was like, oh my God, they're not paying attention to what they're doing. They're watching me, so that was pretty scary, but it was cool at the same time. Let's start with the first question.
The question is mainly for Addy. What was it like basically being in the first scene for the entire series? What was it like for you?
It was freaking awesome.
pranksters. What's the biggest prank that someone's pulled on another cast member?
I don't know any pranks per se that have been pulled, but just the atmosphere on this set alone is one of friendliness, if you will. Everybody gets along. Like I said, being a crew member before cast and getting that appreciation for it, you really realize what a gift you have when you come to a working environment and everybody's in a good mood and get along. You know, I will say that that's one of the unique things about this show. It's great people. We enjoy working together with each other.
I was wondering, do you guys think you would actually be able to survive a zombie apocalypse?
I would like to. You know what I mean? So I'm going to think positive. You know? The world's already gone to chaos. I'm going to at least have positive thoughts. Yes, I would like to.
Out of all the seasons, which episode is your favorite?
I like them all. Because it's a great show. It continues to get better from the beginning until now. So, you know what I mean? I like them all.
Is all of them an answer? Yeah, then yes. Yes, all of them. Let's see, uno, dos, tres, I can count in Spanish. All of them.
All of them have been so great. I can't choose a favorite. I'm the worst at picking one thing in life. So I think I'll just put a check mark under all of the episodes.
Thank you. What's your favorite? See, you can't even tell. Look at
I'm taking her answer.
He just has to answer.
Hey guys, doing?
All right, how are you?
Not too bad. I was wondering, we already went over the scariest moment for you guys. What was the funniest moment on set for you guys? We seem to already have one story.
I just remember one thing when we were filming in the governor's apartment. It was I forgot what scene it was, and then Greg Nicotero, the makeup artist and the director, he's an amazing guy, and he walked in playing the Star Wars music, you know, dun 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 dun, and then everyone started laughing. It was just funny.
I'd say a pretty funny moment I had was actually with David Morrissey. We were shooting a scene, and this is of course the last season, where we came back to the prison, and I think it was when he first, laid eyes on him and really felt like he wanted it. And I think in the scene, Schumpert was giving gunfire back, but he had the automatic weapon, and he sat back and rattled off some rounds right before we got into the Dodge truck and drove off. Well, when we shot that scene, the last take, he shot off a round of blanks, and he throws a gun in the truck, and he sits down to drive off. And all of a sudden, he screams, and I jump, and I'm in the truck, I'm like, what's wrong? And he said, I sat on one of the shells, so he sat on the hot
I think it was pretty funny when I met Sarah Wayne Callis, who plays Lori. She walks into the gas station and her face went blank. Like, she turned all white. She was in complete shock after seeing all the walkers. She freaked out, and it was the most funniest thing. I couldn't quite laugh, though. I had this giant piece on my mouth, so I'm like, ha, 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 ha.
All right, thank you very much.
My question is, how does it feel to be working on a show as popular as The Walking Dead?
For me, it's great. One of the greatest experiences of my life, honestly. A lot of people don't know, about 4 years ago, I was a school teacher and a football coach. No background in acting whatsoever, but I said it was something I wanted to do. So I moved to the area and started working as a set PA to familiarize myself with the process of the industry. And who would have thought I would have landed my first gig on a #1 TV TV show, so it's an honor and a privilege.
When I was working on the set, we all had no idea how much the show would progress, and it's such an honor to say that I was a part of that project.
And the first walker on that set.
It's really cool. It's mind-blowing.
I think that it's really cool that you get to be on a show that gets like 10,000 viewers every episode. And it's such an amazing show. And like has the best people that watch it and the best community and the environment around it. But I don't have a backstory of how I went to get there. So 4 years ago I was a 6-year-old.
That's a great question. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. You bring my calendar.
Who is your favorite character in the Walking Dead series?
Alive or dead? Oh. Oh, not undead. Yeah, alright, I think dead would probably be, probably Andrea. I don't know why, but like whenever, in the first season, whenever she was about to get killed, everyone was like, shh, just let her kill herself. And now everyone's like, oh no, she can't die, she's such an amazing person, because she's transitioned from such like a person that had no emotions because her sister died, to a person that has grown so much to make everyone love her. Not saying in a mean way, but
I think a lot of people in this room are going to agree with me when I say Daryl Nixon is
I like that character. Who's the guy with the bow and arrow? I like his style. Schumpert or something.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mini Batman here. Love it. Look great.
what's it like being a zombie and running or surviving from zombies?
Say that first part again, bro.
What's it like being a zombie? It's pretty cool, but like going through all the makeup and acting like a zombie. But sometimes you just have to like know the zombie stuff. But like it's cool because it's different from being a human and doing all this human stuff, and different from being dead and doing nothing. And but being undead, you kind of like merge them together, and it's really cool doing that.
Being a zombie was really cool. I'm hungry a lot, and so are zombies. I guess I wasn't acting.
Like I said, I can't answer that question.
You gotta answer the second part though. How's it feel to run like from someone? Well, you should
Oh, well, I didn't do. The guy I know didn't do a runner for zombies. He kind of took them out so they could own the walkers. But I mean, it's just, dude, it's awesome. Like they said, being a part of something that's great. You know what I mean? It's like as a kid, we loved to, play cops and robbers. And I was telling somebody that asked me about what was it like, shooting that season finale where I got to shoot the 50 cal. I was like, dude, it's like playing cops and robbers. And it's your job. You know what I mean? It was fun. It's awesome.
You have to wear your Batman. So you don't have to wear the
Right? I think that outfit, man.
Thank you.
Awesome.
For the zombies over there, how long did they take the makeup cast to do your makeup? Well, mine took about an hour and 45 minutes, but it took a lot less time than Addy's. I'm just assuming because over the 3 seasons they probably got more practice over, but Addy's
For me, it makes me feel proud to be connected to it, you know. Like I said, on both aspects, crew and cast, and then connecting with the audience, seeing the love that you guys and everybody has for it, makes me proud to be associated with it.
It's really surreal. I mean, while walking through the mall, I passed like 3 shops, and they have these ginormous Walking Dead displays. I'm like, I was there. I did that. It's like, I'm pinching myself about it every day.
It's really cool because you get to like see how everyone loves this show and how everyone's wearing like their Walking Dead t-shirts and everyone's dressing like their favorite character, dead, undead, alive, whatever they are. It's just so amazing and see how cool it is.
Thank you guys so much. And thank you for changing my life with the show. It's amazing.
My name's Jonathan. I'm Tommy Day for the many times, but that's neither here nor there. First of all, I'd like to thank y'all because y'all playing your pivotal roles in the TV show. Y'all kept the zombie culture and fan base going when we thought it was going to die way back when. But my question for y'all is, out of the 3 main types of zombies, the voodoo zombie, the viral zombie, and the very little known demon-possessed zombie, which would y'all rather go up against?
If I had my choice, I'd just avoid all of them. I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. They're all pretty deadly, so if you face them, you face them all.
Whichever one is easier to do. I don't want to put a lot of ethics into that, I swear.
Why do we have to fight zombies? Come on.
Charles is doing all right.
Yeah, we're not sweet friends.
We could, but they don't want to be friends. They're just hungry. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think one of my favorite zombies had to be the armored zombie in the prison. Would y'all agree? Especially when they ripped off the mask. Oh, so good. Anyways, spoilers for those who haven't seen. Anyways, next one.
Hi, thanks for coming out. I just have a quick question about, as the show's progressed, we've all grown attached to a lot of the characters. We've lost a lot along the way. Which has been the hardest to say goodbye to for each of you?
I'd have to say T-Dog, because, either T-Dog or Merle, because Merle, at the beginning, he was this mean guy, but in season 3, he started to become this guy that started joining the team and helping, and then right when he was in the middle of helping, but with T-Dog, he sacrificed his life for Carol, so it just was very sad, and I was like, no, because, I don't know, it's just sad seeing him go.
I know, nobody went to glory, but her death made me cry.
That's mean,
It's mean. But her death, oh my gosh, that made me depressed for the rest of the night. I think Amy's death, though, was really sad for me. I don't know why. Even though we really didn't get enough time,
we didn't get to know her that much.
Yeah, but it was so really sad to me.
I would say mine was when Shane died. John Berthal. Season 2 was my first year working across the department. And I actually got close to John Berthal as a person, so it was I was kind of bummed that he wasn't going to be on the set no more. You know what I mean? I used to hang out in his trailer and stuff, so I was like, when he's dying, who do I hang out with? So she
Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for coming. One of the first horror movies that I ever saw was the remake of Night of the Living Dead, which made me fall in love with the zombies and everything zombie related. And I was just wondering, what's the first horror movie that you guys saw that really impacted you?
Freddy Krueger. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something cool about this. With that being the scariest movie of my life when I saw it as a kid, the cool thing about working in this business behind the scenes, I was working as a PA on the movie Changer, and I met the special effects guy that built the glove for Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? So that was awesome. I was like, you know what I mean? It was awesome. So yeah, I'm sorry, I got all off track. Nightmare on Elm Street. Thanks.
I've never really watched horror movies because they scare me. I can act in them, but I'm terrified to watch them. I guess I saw Poltergeist, and that was a really classy horror film. It was well. I watched some of the Paranormal Activity movies, and then, yeah.
Did you watch any zombie movies as research?
Well, for zombie school, they had us watch zombie movies, but they wouldn't let me watch them because they were too gory.
That's hilarious.
So really, the first exposure I had to walkers, well, zombies, was watching The Walking Dead. Of course, the first one I saw was myself. That's a great way to get into
That's
that.
really nice. That's very convenient.
Oh, me? Okay. So, I've been watching horror movies ever since I was 4, like I said. But the first one that really impacted me was, I think I was like 4, so at a young age, I watched the movie Dead Silence, because I told my mom we just got finished watching another horror movie. Then we went to Blockbusters, and then I was like, Mom, give me the scariest movie in here. And then she bought the movie Dead Silence. I'm probably not afraid of it now, but I haven't watched it ever since. And then I went home and watched it, but at a really young age, it seems so scary to you, because a puppet comes alive and rips your tongue out in your sleep. And I'm just thinking, because I had this little large Elmo thing, and I was afraid that it would come alive. No offense, Elmo, but pretty creepy.
Awesome. Thank you very much. One more question. Do you think we'll get to see the governor in the new season?
Is that question directed towards me? No, I mean, you know what? Where'd you see him last in the truck? I mean, yeah, he's sooner or later he has to get out of the truck, I would say.
Going back to what he just said, I gotta say that was probably the most awkward drive I've ever seen on any TV show ever.
Most awkward car ride in the history of car rides.
Anyway, my question is, apparently there's this small thing going on right after the con. I think it's called the Zombie Walk. I was wondering if you guys were coming to that.
I haven't heard about it. I've heard people talking about it, but not to me directly. But tell me something about what is it?
Go ahead, man.
I think the leader of the thing should tell us more about it, actually.
Some of you guys know I actually run this thing called the Zombie Walk. Real quick, because I don't want to take up their time. Essentially, thousands and thousands of zombies get together, town Americas, and we basically roam around all downtown San Antonio.
Alright, that sounds like
Well, this year's a little different. To Guinness Book of World Record attempt for the most zombies gathered, so we're pretty excited. Are you guys excited? I'm not famous like you guys, but it's pretty awesome. That wasn't funny.
If you're claustrophobic, this is not the event for you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for the shout out. I really appreciate that. I wasn't going to say anything, but you said it.
First off, thank y'all for being part of our lives. We do appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having us, man. We have guys who support us. You guys understand our job, so thank you for who you are and what you are to us.
The question I have for y'all today, since basically we know what you've done, what are y'all working on now? Have y'all worked on anything recently? What can we look forward to seeing y'all in the future?
I know a lot of people ask me about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I saw on the internet as well, but I have no idea where it came from. I will say, if any of you know the people, tell them to holler at me, because I'm more than down to
auditions here and there, but we're trying to get more stuff.
Stay tuned. Right?
Thanks